The engine of exploitation. Why capitalism will never fix illegal immigration. The American political stage is often dominated by fiery rhetoric regarding border security and the threat of illegal immigration. However, if we peel back the layers of partisan shouting, a more calculated economic reality emerges. America is, at its core, a capitalist nation, and the survival of its current economic model depends on a constant, renewable supply of cheap, exploited labor. From the fields of the South to the tech hubs of Silicon Valley, the history of American prosperity is inextricably linked to the systematic search for workers who lack the power to demand higher wages. The evolution of the cheap labor model. To understand modern immigration, one must look at the historical precedents of labor exploitation in the United States. Capitalism requires a bottom tier of workers to maximize profit margins for the ownership class. Slavery, the original source of coerced, zero-cost labor that built the foundation of the American economy. Segregation and Jim Crow. Following the abolition of slavery, the state imposed legal frameworks to ensure Black Americans remained a disenfranchised labor class, trapped in sharecropping and low-wage service with minimal rights. The 1965 Immigration Act. As the civil rights movement dismantled the formal structures of segregation, the powers that be required a new demographic to fill the vacuum of low-wage work. This act shifted the source of labor toward the global South. The resourcefulness problem. A peculiar trend emerged following the 1965 shift. Legal immigrants proved to be incredibly ambitious and resourceful. Within a generation or two, many attained significant upward mobility, moving into the middle and upper middle classes. While this is often celebrated as the American dream, from a strictly capitalist perspective, it creates a vacancy. Once a labor group organizes, gains legal protections, and moves up the economic ladder, they become an unreliable source of cheap labor. They begin to demand the prevailing wage, benefits, and workplace safety, all of which cut into the bottom line. The strategic value of the illegal status. This is where the direct connection to illegal immigration becomes clear. By turning a blind eye to the influx of undocumented workers, the economic system creates a permanent underclass. Because these workers lack legal status, they exist in a state of constant vulnerability. They cannot report wage theft, they cannot unionize effectively, and they cannot easily leave for better opportunities. They are the perfect capitalist laborers, essential to the economy, yet legally invisible and easily replaceable. The deception of anti-immigrant rhetoric. If the economic elite benefits so heavily from undocumented labor, why is the political rhetoric so hostile toward it? The answer lies in social control. The white working class has seen its bargaining power diminished and its wages stagnate over the last 40 years. Rather than allowing this frustration to be directed at the corporations that outsource their jobs or the policies that crush their unions, the powers that be use anti-immigrant rhetoric as a psychological pressure valve. The Great Deception. The vitriol directed at the border is designed to please a disgruntled working class while simultaneously ensuring the flow of cheap labor never actually stops. By painting the immigrant as the thief of the American way of life, the ruling class prevents a cross-racial labor coalition that could actually challenge the capitalist structure. It is a classic divide-and-conquer tactic. Tell the worker at the table to watch out for the person outside, while the person owning the table takes the food from both. The reality is that those in power have no real intention of ending illegal immigration. Total enforcement would lead to a massive spike in the cost of food, construction, and services, costs that the capitalist class is unwilling to absorb. The current system of chaos at the border, followed by silence in the workplace, is not a failure of policy. It is a feature of the design. It allows for the continued exploitation of human beings while providing a convenient scapegoat for the very people the system is failing.